So one of the followers of our channel, Joseph Mendoza, in response to the Helen Mirren thriller episode we talked about in the previous podcast, Coffin for the Bride, spoke of two ABC movies of the week that kind of took a different look at the horror genre of the mid-1970s. Now we know ABC was doing a lot of these type of thriller movies back in the day, first run, sometimes with international distribution after it appeared on American TV. So we're going to do two of them, and the first one is going to be Satan's Triangle, the second one's going to be the Trilogy of Terror with, of course, Karen Black. But I didn't remember the movie when he brought it up just about a day ago in the comments on the Helen Mirren podcast, but I remembered something being shown in French in some of the Catholic churches in the province were saying this was not a very good movie to show, especially in heavily Catholic areas, because of the aspects of Satanism, exorcism, ghosts, villains. Anyway, now Satan's Triangle came out in 1975 on the ABC Movie of the Week. Now it's a mystery horror film directed by Sutton Rowley and again produced by ABC. The plot involves the United States Coast Guard helicopter sent to answer a distress call from inside the Bermuda Triangle, or what is sometimes called Satan's Triangle. Now, key actors in the movie include, of all people, Kim Novak, who was a shining star in the 50s and 60s and kind of faded from view into the 70s, and Doug McClure, which Doug was almost in every show back in the day, which is kind of parodied on The Simpsons with the Phil Hartman character. Now, in the plot, a U.S. Coast Guard pilot and his winchman Haig, played by Doug McClure, answer an SOS call at sea and arrive at a derelict schooner, the Wreck-White. Haig lowers himself to the ship, where he finds 3 dead bodies along with one survivor, Eva, played by Kim Novak, cowering in the cabin. As the pilot attempts to retrieve Haig and Eva with a rescue basket, the line breaks, putting the two into the ocean. After they swim back to the boat, the pilot informs Haig that he must return to base because his fuel is borderline. Eva and Haig spend the night on the boat, during which time she recounts the story of the storm that killed everyone else aboard. She explains to him that the strange events began soon after he found a priest drifting in the ocean, apparently a survivor of a disaster. Then she tells Haig of the violent storm that caused all the freakish deaths on the boat. Now, one man was hurled through a hatch, one is hanging from the ship's mast, another vanished before her eyes, and the fourth man is in an aft compartment, floating in the air. Ooh. Now, Eva attributes the deaths to supernatural causes, but Haig has a practical explanation for everything, including the man who appears to be floating in the air. Early the next morning, the pilot returns along with the Coast Guard cutter Venturous. Haig and Eva are transferred to Wreck-White to the deck of the Venturous, where they board the helicopter to flight back to Miami. At the same time, Coast Guard personnel from the Venturous investigate the wrecked schooner. Now, the story takes a bizarre turn when the Venturous captain calls Haig to tell him that they have found on a ship was not what Haig reported. The individual hanging from the mast was, in fact, a woman. Now, Eva grins evilly and turns into the priest, who pushes Haig out of the helicopter to his death. The priest then turns to the pilot and threatens to take his soul, but the pilot crashes the helicopter into the sea. The priest survives and floats away as we then see Haig come back to life. He waves at a distant ship as he approaches to rescue him, but he has an evil grin on his face. Now, 74 minutes goes pretty fast. Some of the critics at the time had compared this kind of The Exorcist, but of all companies, Danny Thomas Productions put this together. Now, there's been VHSs and DVDs of this movie around, but Alejandro Rey, a very underrated actor, plays Father Peter Martin. Now, Michael Conrad is in this as well, in one of his earlier roles, and Jim Davis, who has a bit part, the Dallas patriarch. So, like I said, what's kind of weird there, this was filmed in the Channel Islands and Miami, but it has that kind of B-movie feel, and the music is quite strong by Johnny Pate. Now, William Reed Woodfield wrote the script, but he was a photographer by trade, but also became a television scriptwriter during his career. Now, he did a whole bunch of shows, including The Pilot for 2, the Shaft TV series, San Francisco International, and was also a writer on Mission Impossible for a short while. Now, but what it all works together for any fans like Mr. Mendoza can tell you, once you see this movie, it's going to stay with you. I saw it in French, I think, the last 30 minutes of the movie, and 74 minutes it had sort of that Outer Limits type of feel, but a lot of unanswered questions. Why is the main character grinning at the end? How does somebody do shapeshift into a priest? That's kind of obvious. But like I said, for what ABC was putting together for a 74-minute movie, like I said, it moves fast. But like I said, Kim Novak coming, not saying out of retirement, but with limited amount of roles, like in the mid-1970s, she was doing a lot of sporadic work well after Vertigo. Now, I don't think Kim has talked too much about the movie, but at the time she was in the midst of a slight comeback because she did The White Buffalo and Just a Gigolo and The Mirror Cracked around the same time. But Satan's Triangle technically was her second television film of the mid-1970s, because she also did her third Girl from the Left, which draws some good interest. So again, if you like your B movies with a little bit of key character actors from the 60s and 70s, if you're a fan of Kim Novak, check it out. I think the full movie is available on YouTube. I don't think it's on Tubi. It'd be interesting to see if it ever was, but if there might be a streaming service out there that would have it. So again, I can't rate the movie because I've never seen it in years, and again, I only saw part of it in French. But Satan's Triangle, you gotta understand, mid-1970s, people were still obsessed with the Bermuda Triangle. So ABC figured, hey, you got the Exorcist subplot, or like the evil priest or the possessed priest, Bermuda Triangle, and here we have. So this is the first of two podcasts we're doing on some of the ABC movies of the week of the mid-1970s. Don't forget, we're going to do the Karen Black movie very soon. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, or subscribe. Maybe Mr. Mendoza can, in the comment section, can talk a little bit more what he thought about the movie. And if you've seen the movie, let us know what you think. Have a good day. Bye.